the bone.
Oh, there's animals everywhere. Oh my goodness. Watch out, watch out. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, I'm your boy Tommy D, the nonprofit sector connector, coming at you where I always am, in my attic, below the roof. Above the there are animals and people making noises everywhere. It is a free-for-all. It is sort of like a circus, but that Cirque du Soleil one where there's no animals being mistreated. Shout out to my friend Elias, John Leonardo. Look, this is PALS, professionals and animal lovers, chaotic show. A little bit of chaos. We got some people muted. I got it all worked out. Look at me. I'm like an engineer, a host, and an altogether great guy, if I do say so myself. Now, so here's the deal. This show is the Professionals and Animal Lovers Show. It is your professional and animal lovers show. We're here to perform, to educate, to help you learn, to really help you learn how to advocate, protect animals, and go to bat on those who cannot protect themselves. Maybe for the voiceless, what Valerie talks about. So this all came out of an idea, like most things, like everything you look around where you are right now came out of an idea, a figment of someone's imagination. And this is the same. That's the Long Island Railroad. In case you wanted to know how I got to get out of here, that's my train. So we got to hurry up and make this. I'll be right there. That's the train. They'll wait for me. They'll be back in an hour. It's no big deal. All right. So we're going to do the show. We're going to educate you. We're going to teach you how to advocate, as I said, and we're going to also have some fun, especially today, because we're going to be talking about holiday ideas, how to take care of your animals during the holidays, best practices when you have animals. We have some fish here. We almost had a puppy, but that's an earlier episode. You'd have to go back to September to find out about how that all worked out. We don't have a puppy. More to come on that, I'm sure, because my four kids want to talk about that again. All right, so let's just jump into the show. This came out of my friend's idea. She called me one day and she said, I want to do a show again. And I said, cool, let's do it. And she hadn't even really had a chance to explain what the show was about, but because of who I am, I was like, all right, let's just do it. And she goes, well, what do you mean? I said, let's just do it. Let's Nike, baby. Let's Nike. So I introduce you to my partner, my friend, my comrade, my pal, Val. What up, kid? What's going on? What are you doing? Who is that on your lap?
So we are so excited. This is Jovi, aka Santa Paws. Santa Paws is coming to town. This is our holiday party show. It's the inaugural one. I want to do this every single year. And we're going to give you great gift giving ideas for animal lovers like us, as well as some great and important holiday safety tips. In fact, I should mention that like a half an hour ago, our smoke alarm went off and I'm having a heart attack. I had a fire.
Right this second, because we got to call somebody.
Yeah, like a half an hour ago, it stopped. It was it was a toaster thing, but.
I was more worried about the heart attack. You're okay.
Oh yeah, no, I'm.
Oh, okay.
Well, you have to realize my apartment building burned down in 1998. And so I do not recommend fires. They're just not. They're not very positive.
You're not getting away with that. You don't recommend fires, like
I would avoid them. Yeah. So actually,
go camping. If you and I were going to go camping, and we're bringing our families camping,
I don't go camping. We're not going camping.
An old friend of mine one time said I invited him to go camping, and he goes, "Dude, I work all week long, so I live inside. Do you think I'm going to go away with you to live outside?"
Yeah,
it made so much sense to me.
Yeah, logical.
So I have to just give you my very first tip, which is, it happens to be candles are very popular during the holidays. Obviously, Christmas trees. It's Hanukkah. Tonight's the fourth night of Hanukkah. Candles are a big part of holidays.
Funny you should mention that, because this young man was delivered to my house. This is Moisha. This is my mensch on the bench. So if you're not watching on Facebook, I don't understand why you're not watching on Facebook. Shout out to John's family over in Ireland. I'm sure they're watching right now.
They're all tuning in. They're all giving me big thumbs up. So
turn off the soccer game. Turn off the soccer game and put on our show, guys.
Yeah, prioritize. You got to prioritize.
So
talk about the candles, Val. What are we talking about?
So a couple of things. One is, especially with like the menorah, because people light candles and then they'll walk away and get dinner going or whatever, or they might take a phone call. If you have any pet who somehow can jump up, let's say it's on a coffee table or something, A, they can knock it over. B, they can burn themselves. So it's really important to just don't leave them unattended, and obviously make sure that they are out at night. Same thing with the lights on your trees. Every year, about 150, 160 people's homes burn down because of their Christmas tree. It usually happens between 9 and midnight, like after dinner, people fall asleep, whatever. And the other important thing, hold on a second, I have to show you this, is to always make sure you know where your fire extinguisher is.
Yeah, right.
And I'm blown away. A lot of people, A, don't have them, B, don't know how to use them, and C, like today, if all of a sudden your smoke alarm goes off, how long is it going to take you to get to your fire extinguisher? Like if you have to remember where you put it, and then a lot of times it's under your sink and you've got to dig out, and now you're taking out chemicals like soaps and cleaners to get to your fire extinguisher. You have to remember every second counts with a fire. So it's just really basic stuff, but it's really important. So I wanted to start with that. Let's get
that is incredible, though. That's incredible advice. And I'll tell you, I have a friend of mine, Jeff Sullivan, who is actually, he's got a company around readiness and being prepared. And he was telling me, you know, if you like, I don't really do this. And I want to tell my wife that we should probably think about this. Like if you go to the store during the winter, and you should probably have blankets in your car, you should have water in your car. You know, things happen. People get stranded, and often they're not ready for that. You know, I used to say, I got my credit card, I got my cell phone, I got my keys. It's all good. I could disappear for a weekend. But that's not exactly, you know, being prepared. And I was never a Boy Scout. But Val, I know you probably think I was a Boy Scout because I'm so buttoned up, but I was never. You didn't think that. I didn't think you would. It was a joke. So I think that there's really something to be said for being prepared. And I feel a little silly to say, I'm not really sure where that fire extinguisher in our house actually is. And that can. And that's
very common. And to be honest with you, had I not ever had a fire where I had to evacuate a building at 3:30 in the morning on January 31st, I probably would have been one of those people too. And it's not sexy. Like a lot of times when a friend of mine has purchased their first home or something, I give them a fire extinguisher. Like everyone else is giving fun kitchen stuff and vases, you know, and I'm like, hey, you know, but
you know what? I gotta make a joke. I gotta make a joke because I can't. I deflect from reality by making jokes, and it makes me feel better, and then I'm not anxious.
Yeah, same with me, Tommy. Same with me.
John, that's why we met and we got along so quick.
Straight off.
Here's what I'd say, Val. All I'm thinking is, let me show you something. With Jim Carrey, Fire Marshal Bill, when he was on In Living Color. Most of us are probably old enough. John, I don't know if In Living Color made it over the Wayans brothers back in the 90s.
I know, yeah.
So we're
pretty modern. We're pretty modern, Tommy. You know what I mean? Like, you know, like we have electricity.
How silly am I being? Like I don't think guys have TV over there. You know, I actually tell you,
it's still black and white. Yeah,
that's cool. That's all good.
You still gotta wind it up. You gotta wind it up at the back. You gotta have the rabbit ears.
You just never know where this show is gonna go. All right, I
never know. Valerie, try being me. Oh, she's hypnotized.
I have another. Yes, I'm hypnotizing you to come back, bringing it back to safety. I have another great little dip. Shatterproof. That was me trying to smash this. It does not break. You can bounce it on the floor. Shatterproof ornaments are a game changer. I mean, personally, I have a bunch of glass blown ornaments, whatever. I love that whole, medium for art. But I put as much as I can, like the bottom 3/4 of the tree, all shatterproof ornaments, because cats cannot resist ornaments and tinsel. Tinsel's very bad. It's toxic for them. So when they are trying to be Rocky and they're like, bam, 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 bam against the ornaments, one of them is going down. Sometimes, more than one, and it's just a mess. And you don't want any of your pets to get cut or, abrasions on the glass.
Super practical information. I mean, I
feel for granted.
Right on, John. These are two things I didn't know. First of all, that's John Dingley there. Hello, John. How are you? Welcome to the show.
How y'all doing? Nice to meet y'all. How you doing? Thanks for having me.
Thanks for being here. And next week, it's all about you. You'll be with us, and we're just going to talk all about you. But we wanted to have you here for the holiday event, especially why else would we have you here other than you got that incredible shirt on right now? Show it. You have two great shirts on.
So I got this from my ma. I got with this came in from Ireland. So it's like
Look at that mustache on that dog.
we got them. Yeah.
Ho. I like that.
Like I was saying to you guys earlier, it's only fitting to wear it for this show, you know. So
absolutely, and I'm so glad that you did that. And we have to introduce our other two guests. I'm going to wrap up my safety tips, and then I think we can get also back like more into the guests. But this is also really important. So when you have a cat or a dog specifically, if you have a real tree, a lot of people use real Christmas trees. The water that you put your tree in that the tree needs to soak up and not dry out becomes toxic. Like there's a lot of stuff that comes off the tree, like it's basically turpentine. So if you see, you try to secure it, like they sell kind of like these pouches, or they're almost like garbage bags with like an elastic thing around it, so the animals can't get into the water. The other thing that's highly toxic and very popular during the Christmas season is poinsettias, holly. Holly's really bad, and also mistletoe. But mistletoe is usually hanging up high, so it's not as easily accessed. And last but not least, because my dog always would try to do this, is keep your animals sober. And what I mean is, very simply, animals, they're attracted to scents. And like if you have a coffee table or something that's lower and an animal could get to it, my dog used to do this all the time. He'd jump up onto the coffee table and try to drink someone's scotch or someone's beer. And
it's like Bronson.
I mean, it's very bad for them. Alcohol is very toxic for the pets, and
it's pretty bad for human beings too, in fact.
Yeah
That's a good point.
Just as a frame of, while we're talking about it, as a frame of reference.
At least we can consciously make the decision, though, So.
That's true, though.
And people, and you know what? A lot of people don't know, and a lot of people think it's cute, and a lot of people think it's funny. But that's another thing. You want to just let your guests know, like if you're having a party and you're, having a white elephant party or a regular Christmas party or something, you just want to let people know, keep an eye on your drink. If you see my dog trying to get your drink, please, don't let that happen, because it can kill them.
All right. So all kidding aside, it's not funny to feed your animals and pets alcohol. It's also, and I've seen this in movies and stuff like that, if you're doing other things, like you might be smoking something, it's also not funny to blow smoke in the animal's face either, because whether it's a cigarette or something else you might be smoking, don't blow that in an animal's face. Not cool. Gotta go back, gotta rewind. You said a white elephant party. I don't know what, I don't want John DiLeonardo calling us up saying we're abusing elephants at Christmas time. So I don't know what that means.
You don't know what that means? Oh my God, those are
maybe I do, but we're trying to make a show here, Val. What does it mean? I don't know.
A white elephant party just means that you get a bunch of friends together, a bunch of people together, and everyone either brings a gift that they want to re-gift because they don't like it, or maybe they already have it. Or, you set like a dollar amount. It's usually like $20. And you will wrap a gift that, people you think would want or not want. A lot of times it's gag gifts. Like one year I was at a party where somebody gave away the that like shake weight thing with like, it was very funny. And there were people that were like fighting over, and they usually do like a number system. And if you are picked last, you can knock other people out, and it's fun. There was a very terrible t-shirt. Oh my God, and we're almost out of time. All right, so the last
hold on. Billy Bad, what's his name? Big Mouth Billy Bass, that fish that's on like a thing, and he would
I gave away, I actually brought to a white elephant party an actual fish. A live fish. I wrapped it, and I made it very clear. I was like, you cannot shake it. You can't shake it. Anyway.
Val, guys, do you remember the Vacation Christmas movie with Chevy Chase when she brings over like, it's like a Jello and it's got like cat food like in it, and like the old grandmother, and she says, say grace, and you go, Grace died 10 years ago, and it's like that. My brother and I used to watch that movie.
It's a great movie.
It's a great movie. So
Oh my goodness.
we're gonna go to break, then we're gonna come back. Valerie probably has more tips, but I want our friends to, they might have tips themselves.
Yeah, no, I'm almost done. I'll be done.
No, we like to talk in case you guys didn't know.
I know.
That's part of the show. So we want to see who else has tips, and then there's a lot to cover about what opportunities might be around for the holidays for you in plugging in. I mean, this is our 12th episode of the show, Valerie, which was, as I said, a figment of your imagination. And now
Like
it is
12 days of Christmas.
oh my God, we're like
fantastic.
We're like celebrities. I'm gonna throw my hair back. We're like celebrities.
Yeah, nice.
It's kind of how it is. All right, we'll be right back. This is your Professionals and Animal Lover Show. That's Valerie. I'm Tommy. That's John. That's Linda. That's Daniela. We'll be right back. 2 minutes.
Hey.
Awesome.
Are you a business owner? Do you want to be a business owner? Do you work with business owners? Hi, I'm Stephen Fry, your small and medium-sized business or SMB guy, and I'm the host of the new show, Always Friday. While I love to have fun on my show, we take those Friday feelings of freedom and clarity to discuss popular topics on the minds of SMBs today. Please join me and my various special guests on Friday at 11 a.m. on talkradio.nyc.
Are you a conscious co-creator? Are you on a quest to raise your vibration and your consciousness? I'm Sam Leibowitz, your conscious consultant. And on my show, The Conscious Consultant Hour, Awakening Humanity, we will touch upon all these topics and more. Listen live at our new time on Thursdays at 12 noon Eastern Time. That's The Conscious Consultant Hour, Awakening Humanity, Thursdays, 12 noon on talkradio.nyc.
Are you on edge? Hey, we live in challenging, edgy times, so let's lean in. I'm Sandra Bargman, the host of The Edge of Every Day, which airs each Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time on talkradio.nyc. Tune in live with me and my friends and colleagues as we share stories and perspectives about pushing boundaries and exploring our rough edges. That's The Edge of Every Day on Mondays at 7 p.m. Eastern Time on talkradio.nyc.
You're listening to Talk Radio NYC. Uplift, educate, empower.
This is PALS, the Professionals and Animal Lover Show. That's Val. My name's Tommy D. What's up, gang? Merry Christmas. Happy Hanukkah. The whole thing. I was just showing some of John's pictures from his Instagram. You know, I'm on the Instagram too, you know, TommyD.NYC if you want to see 60 days of service, what we're doing out there. I imagine I might be doing some days of service down the road with some of these animal organizations. So if you're running a rescue and you want your boy to come down and do some service work, I mean, listen, I've picked up poop at a day of service. I mean, it was an animal rescue thing. I wasn't just out. Forget it. All right. I don't want people to think I can just walk around picking up poop and I'm like, oh, day of service. That's not how it works. In fact,
I love how you call it the Instagram. It's like the
Oh,
Facebook.
yeah, the Instagram. Yeah.
And you know what? Zuckerberg in that movie, he called it the Facebook.
Right.
Facebook, yeah.
So, and I knew, like, whatever, man. I'm all about the social media. That's my gig, man. I'm big on the social media. You know that's not true at all.
Let's ask Linda and Danielle if they have any holiday safety tips or of course, I know you guys at the Pet Pantry, you have some swag, you have some merch. I think this would be such a great gift for any animal lover. I really do. I love being able to say, I'm going to get, my cousin a t-shirt from this, rescue or this animal advocacy group. And this, look at what they're doing with all of the pet food that gets donated. Let's talk about it. You guys have some safety tips and swag you want to share?
Hi, everybody. How's everyone doing?
Good, Daniela.
How are you?
Good. We have t-shirts that we're trying to sell. Actually, I don't know if I could show you this. I'm wearing it. But...
Oh, very nice.
Nice.
Pet Pantry. Move back a little. What's it say? We lend a hand to those.
Lend a paw.
Linda,
Oh, lend a paw. Duh. I don't know
Pretty
how.
good. Yeah, I love it. Yeah,
It's called, John, it's called Paw It Forward. Paw It
yeah,
Forward.
brilliant.
Isn't that great?
Yeah,
And we're a pet pantry.
fantastic.
That is fantastic. So where does somebody get a t-shirt like that?
They could either email happypourforward@gmail.com and they could request one. And we also have some zip up jackets, which I'm trying to find mine down here somewhere. So I can show you a picture.
Like a nice windbreaker, maybe?
We're very limited on sizes. So, because we have ordered a few times and it costs us a lot of money and then we get stuck with them and we can't sell them. So.
Well, we're gonna try and help you with that for sure. What do you got? Show us what you got there.
Hoodie.
Nice.
Can you see it or no?
Yeah. I love a good hoodie. I'm actually,
Yeah.
I'm in the market for a couple hoodies for my son, especially these dog and animal ones. That's his gig. So we got to work that out. Valerie knows about my.
And they're
like-
zippers.
I like your colors too. I like the colors.
Yeah, real nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
yeah,
That's Linda in the background.
Linda, what about you? Do you have any holiday tips that you want to give out, or?
Yeah, you're good.
Absolutely. I just recently recertified with the American Red Cross. They do a pet first aid class. And after the class, for all time of year, not just the holidays, but especially at the holidays, it's great to have it. Because God forbid something happens, whether something breaks that someone has around and the dog steps on and gets cut. The kit, you can go online and look up from the American Red Cross what should be in a pet safety kit. It's amazing to have because it's as simple as cornstarch. You know,
Yeah.
there's stuff for them if they need to be made to vomit or not vomit. Just tourniquets if there's an injury. Because our dog, the day after it was done, we adopted. The rescue dog opened up his leg, and within 10 seconds, I was like, thank God we had the kit. We used cornstarch, which is reasonably safe to do right away, and then did the tourniquet till we got him to the vet.
It's another
So-
great gift idea too. I mean, I assembled a pet first aid kit. I took it wasn't in person because of COVID, but I took a canine CPR and pet first aid also course. I got like a certificate in it, and I mean, it's you learn a lot. Like you really learn a lot. You learn about bloat, you learn about burns, you learn about you know, when they're overheated or dehydrated, you learn what to do. Really, really good stuff.
I think I got lost in the feed. I don't know where I am.
Oh, you're still here. I started sharing. I went right to the Red Cross website to share
Oh, excellent. Perfect.
Really
Thank
cool,
you.
yeah.
Yeah, since you called it out, I figured our Facebook friends could check it out. It's got cat and dog first aid online training, and then there's a pet first aid app too. So everybody's got an app, you know. I mean, now, we
I
need
have
an
to say
app.
it's incredible. It really is.
Yeah, I would even take it again just to have the refresher, but it's
I
also
just did it.
it's also
and
really informative with the phone numbers. Like
Yeah.
if you think your dog ate an avocado or something, which is also very poisonous for them.
Really, avocados and I stop there for a
They
second.
are.
Really,
Yeah, very, very like
Like,
they
I
could
mean, like,
chocolate.
they're gonna,
Yeah.
they're gonna get very
Yeah.
sick, or I mean, could you lose the animal? Like,
They could die. They could
They
die.
died from it.
wow.
Yep.
They
It's
died
the
from it.
same with onions as well. You got to be careful with onions. You know, people think
Yeah.
you got
Just it.
give them stuffing. You think they're going to be okay, but like stuffing always well, a lot of
I
stuffing
would-
has onions in it. Makes it toxic.
Yeah.
I wish, honestly, I wish I took this course like 10 years ago when I first got my dog, but also I feel like every pet owner should take like a first aid, pet
Yeah.
first aid course, but yeah, so.
Well,
anyway.
that's what I do with my customers. When they wind up coming, I always ask them to take the class because they
Oh,
need
that's
to
so
know it.
smart. That is
It's a
really
good
good.
idea.
We should
Even
maybe consider
phone
doing that.
numbers. Right,
We
even
should
just to
get
have the
somebody
phone
else.
numbers to call, like, so if you think your dog is poisoned and you call, they'll guide you, listen, what did they eat, how long ago, what are their symptoms, like, you know, and like you said, they'll talk you through it, like if you need to race to the animal hospital or if you need to induce like vomiting, anyway, so
Yeah.
that's a great tip. What else you got?
Wires, watch for wires because nobody realizes a lot of times the dogs just out of nowhere decide to chew wire. They can electrocute themselves. So
Wow.
you want to keep the tree safely away from or anything that has that wire that they might wind up chewing on.
You know, it's not like John, I know you had something to say. I'll right after, just let me make one point. It's not a joke when you take an animal home. And I will say a shout out to my friend who was one of our first guests, actually on our first episode, Regina Mendoza, who I visited with Camp Happy Tales NYC, and my son and I did a day of service out there, and that's where I was the aforementioned picking up of poop. That's where it happened. If you want to know exactly where the poop picking up happened, it was in Queens. You know, I would say, and I say this affectionately, you know, Regina runs things, you know, it's very deliberate, very intentional, and some level of militant over there, because it has to be, because she's protecting these animals, and all the way up to the point of potentially adopting one of the animals. She's got a very structured process to make sure that the people know what they're doing. I mean, you know, when we were kids, my wife and I got a dog, and you know, I don't know if I've shared the story here, but I was going to get my fourth or fifth earring. Like I used to have like 3 earrings and 2 earrings, all in my ears, just all in my ears, everybody. And so we'll just stop there. So and we walk into the mall in Roosevelt Field, and I think they saw us coming because this Chihuahua, who was like 1.5 pounds, winked at us. And I didn't know that dogs could wink, but he did. He winked like that. And we took him home and we financed him. We financed the dog. Like, you didn't even have to have any, like, you didn't have to have any money. They were like, give us $30 and then like pay us like $150 forever, every month forever for their life or something. Like, it was really great terms. I was a heck of a negotiator at 21 years old. But we didn't know, like, we didn't go to the store. We were at the mall to get an earring. We didn't go there to buy a dog. No one was saying, do you know what it's like to have a dog? They were like, you should buy this dog, is how it went down. So I just, you know, there's so much that you guys are talking about as someone who is not a dog owner. And I think I'm probably the only one on the meeting right now who does not own a dog. You know, you need to learn these things. This is critical. Right? And even if you have a dog,
I just have to jump in really quick and just emphasize this, because this is one of the things I wrote down also. I don't know if you could see it. It says adopt, don't shop. Oh, well, it's back. But anyway, that's what it says, because pet stores still to this day will finance an animal, although there's proposed legislation to make that illegal. Because what happens if you stop paying? They're going to repossess your pet. Yeah. I mean, it's crazy. but second of all, you know, pet stores will sell anyone with the proper amount of money a pet. They don't care what home you bring. There's no vetting process. They don't care if there's no background check on you. They don't care what kind of home, if it's appropriate or not. For like, if you're going to bring home a German Shepherd puppy and you're living in a basement apartment and you work 9 to 5 and this dog can't get any exercise, there's a very high chance that dog is going to be either surrendered to a shelter or rehomed somewhere. And there's so many beautiful adoptable animals in rescues and shelters all over the country. And that doesn't even account for people that are just individually looking to rehome. I see it on Facebook every single day. I have a neighbor who said, do you know anyone who wants a dog? And I saw it yesterday. There's someone with a medical issue and they have a beautiful dog and they have to find a new home for it because they can't take care of it anymore. So really, do you want to give your money to a place that doesn't care who the animal is going to? Or do you want to adopt a beautiful, loving animal and find the right fit?
Yeah. So a family, did you say family member, John?
A family member, yeah, absolutely. Like I can never fathom. I can never understand why the whole, like, people just obviously do it, for the like they go out and they want to keep up, I guess, keep up with the appearances and get all these like bougie dogs, and you get all these dogs that are cliche looking nice and pretty or whatever. Designer dogs. And then you're just going like, well, if you're going in with that attitude, what quality of life is a dog gonna have? You know, like if you're just gonna use it as an accessory, right on. Like, and it's I don't get it. Like, and like you said, there's so many dogs out there.
They should get a stuffed animal. Like, if that's your thing,
you might
like,
as well. Yeah.
You know, like you remember that show? For me, it's a lot about TV and movies, but that one show with Paris Hilton and the other one, like, who's the guy, like, Nikki something there was a show. It's like the Not So Simple Life or something like that.
Yeah, it was on MTV back in the day or something like that.
These were like these like socialite young women, whatever, like had they would carry around like these little carry a dog. It was like a dog in a pocketbook. And I was like, yeah. And now look, I bought a Chihuahua. I didn't know anything then, Valerie. It was 20 some odd years.
I know, we're all getting smarter.
I'm learning. Stop being mad at me, Val. I'm trying to learn this stuff now.
Yeah.
We do have to take a break. And when we come back though, John, I want to hear about your stuff. Like talk to us, more so about tips and tricks that you might know about, safety for animals in your own world. Because we're going to really dive in next week when you come back with us about what you're doing and those wonderful pictures behind you. Yeah. But when we come back, let's talk about some safety stuff you might know about. And Valerie, I know she has a whole lot more to teach us, and the ladies do. And I'll just be here for comic relief. So we'll be right back. This is PALS.
Nice. Love it.
This is Franklin McElroy, host of the new podcast, Gateway to the Smokies. It airs on talkradio.nyc every Tuesday night from 6 p.m. to 7. Every episode is dedicated to memorable experiences in the Great Smoky Mountains National Park and surrounding areas. This show features experts and locals who will expound upon the richness of culture, history, and adventure that awaits you in the Smokies. Tune in every Tuesday from 6 p.m. to 7 on talkradio.nyc.
Are you passionate about the conversation around racism? Hi, I'm Reverend Dr. TLC, host of the Dismantle Racism Show, which airs every Thursday at 11 a.m. Eastern on talkradio.nyc. Join me and my amazing guests as we discuss ways to uncover, dismantle, and eradicate racism. That's Thursdays at 11 o'clock a.m. on talkradio.nyc.
Are you a small business trying to navigate the COVID-19 related employment laws? Hello, I'm Eric Sauver, employment law, business law attorney, and host of the new radio show, Employment Law Today. On my show, we'll have guests to discuss the common employment law challenges business owners are facing during these trying times. Tune in on Tuesday evenings from 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern Time on talkradio.nyc.
You're listening to Talk Radio NYC at www.talkradio.nyc, now broadcasting 24 hours a day.
Hello, gang. This is Tommy D. Professionals and animal lovers, fans. Shout out to Sherry Ehrlich checking in on Facebook. Thank you, Sherry. She's saying,
Yay.
"Pod forward, baby, pod forward." Look, what a cool name that is, pod forward. I love that. I love that whole thing. We talked about it last time when you guys were on the show. I mean, I love that Pay It Forward movie. It was a great movie. Look, whatever, Kevin Spacey had, challenges, whatever, but great movie, great story, that whole thing.
Great message. Great message.
Yeah. No, listen, I love it. And people say that all the time. Like, you got to pay it forward. You got to pay it forward. Like, what a cool concept. And you guys are certainly doing it. So during the break, a couple things. I was showing some of John's drawings. It's actually, you go to Johnner, JOHNNER draws. That's on the Instagram.
Instagram, yeah, you got it.
El Instagramo for, because I'm bilingual, I can shake it up.
Perfect context, Tommy. Perfect context. I like
it. John, tell us what's going on, man. What about? I mean, you have a dog, or do you have more? What's your pet situation? Talk to us.
So at the minute, I have one dog. I have Bronson. He's a rescue from Rough House Rescues, NYC. We had been trying to adopt, even like prior to the pandemic. We've been trying to adopt, and it just nothing was coming around. And then through the pandemic, everybody like had the same mentality. It was like, try to get a dog, companion or whatever. And then we were disheartened. We weren't getting there's nothing being come our way, and we were looking to adopt a dog of any age, it didn't matter what age he was. But then Rough House Rescue had kept, funny enough, our records on file. So a couple of months after we had applied with them, they reached out to me and Katie, my fiance, and they said that they litter of pups that were in need of a home, and they saw that we had applied for like a dog, like middle age, well, like, from 2 up, like 2, 3 up. And they were wondering if we were willing to look after a puppy. So we were like, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we'll have some of this. Yeah. And then we just,
We'll
we
have
got
some of this.
yeah. And we went out and then.
Let me get
then we
some of
went-
that.
yeah, well, I was, because I'd never, well, we always had strays growing up, so they'd come in and they could have been like, our youngest, this back in Ireland, her name was Sheba. And she was like probably around 1 when we adopted her. So, when we took her in, and so like, she was past the puppiness, and
So you never had, so you hadn't had that little baby dog, like
no, we never had a baby. Yeah, a baby. And then when I was apprehensive. I was really apprehensive when you reached out, because I was, I was thinking, oh, you're looking after like a baby 9 weeks old. So then we went out. We met the foster mother, and she's a fantastic woman. She was Cathy. I want to make sure I pronounce her name. It's Bushbaum. I think it is Bushbaum. But she had actually rescued the mother from a kill shelter in Texas, unknowing the mother was pregnant. So when she through Rough House Rescue, so when she came with the Rough House Rescue, she gave birth to 7 pups, and one of them then, thankfully, the stars aligned, and our name got picked out that we were allowed to go out and meet the pups. And once I went out, I met Bronson. And
Yeah, I know someone who fostered a pregnant pit bull in her home through a different organization. I believe it was Last Hope. But anyway, this dog gave birth in her house to 9 puppies, and it's amazing what people will do to help the animals and foster, and actually your house becomes like a maternity ward. But listen, in the interest of, I want to table the rest of your story for when we have you on as for a full show.
Yeah.
I want you to talk about your artwork and how do people commission you, because I think having a portrait of your pet or pets is also another great gift, even if you just give it to yourself. I mean, I sent Tommy a picture. I told you the other day, I tried to do a very amateur drawing. I'm terrible.
I could show it. Would you like to show it?
Go ahead. I want him to see how bad I am. So this way,
no, it's never bad. It's never subjective. It's great.
Oh, it's horrible.
I love that you say that, John, because that's real. Like, that's supporting you.
Well,
right?
It's very nice of you to say, but the truth, I'll tell you what.
He hasn't seen it yet. He might change his mind once he's seen it.
No,
great for a laugh. There
I love it. I love that. That's freehand. It's great.
It is freehand, and look,
it's organic. That's what organic.
That's what it looks like. It's very.
Valerie, you know the funny thing is, you see the similarities. You see that you got the character, and surely that's what all of them. And I'm not saying it for the sake of the show. I'm deadly serious. So
I'm gonna, all kidding aside, John, I'm gonna get that picture that Valerie drew on a T-shirt for me.
Yeah, right. Let's do it. I'd wear that. Absolutely, I'll wear that.
Then I will get you one. We just got to find out your size. That's all.
Absolutely.
People like if someone wants to get a picture drawn of their dog or whatever, so did they email you a picture? What's the turnaround time? Like, what's the cost? Like, give us a little detail.
So it's so now I've taken this to us I've taken it a bit further in the sense that I am like taking commissions. For the longest time I wasn't. I was just doing it to more of an art therapy, just to get me through it. So now if I'm in the process of getting a website set up, so people can and touch wood, I'm hoping it'll be ready by the new year. But it's at the minute it's all word of mouth, and it's people send me out emails, and I've been hanging flyers and posters around the neighborhood in Sunnyside. And thankfully, Sunnyside is a big dog community.
Is that
right? It's incredible to work. There's a park down the road called SUDS, which stands for Sunnyside United Dog Society, and they were campaigning for years to get a dog run in the neighborhood, and they achieved it. And it's just, they have a group on Facebook. If you get a chance, check them out. They're brilliant. If you're looking for advice, medical advice, just anything, tips like what we're doing here, like in regards to giving tips over the holidays,
What is
to
it,
read it.
John? Call it out again. Sunnyside.
So it's SUDS.
Okay.
So like it's SUDS. SUDS, which stand for Sunnysides. Sunnysides. Geez, I'm losing train of thought now. Sunnysides United. You know what? I'll just send it to you, Tommy, because it's.
Yeah. No, I'll look it up too.
I just said it a second ago, but these guys, they're Suds Mutts actually. So I'll send it to you there.
I'm finding it. Suds Mutts.
Sunnyside United Dog Society.
Yeah. I found it. So we'll share this out, gang, for you. But if you look it up, it's Suds S.U.D.S Mutts MUTTS.
Okay.
Yeah. So they thankfully that, you know, because we're bringing Bronson down to the dog park, I've been getting commissions through that. So a lot of word of mouth is being gone around, and then from that, then I end up getting a place in Horseability, you know, through a friend I used to work with.
Mm-hmm.
So
shout out Annie Broderick. That's how we met. Annie Broderick, right?
Annie Broderick, yeah.
Annie's a buddy of mine. I sit on the board of Horseability, right, Val? I get there. My dad, thank you, Dad, for donating the Italian ices. And we're out there, and right away, I go to John's table, and I met Katie. John was doing something else or whatever, talking to somebody else, and I start chatting her up. I said, all right, what's the story? Are you guys, I was like very sneaky. I said, very sneaky Tommy D move. I was like, so your dog, did you buy him at a pet store? No. We rescue. And I go, oh, my people. Otherwise, I wouldn't have said it. I wouldn't have said anything rude. I just don't know if John would have ever been on the show.
Yeah.
No. It made me I'm very finicky, Valerie, and it's all your fault.
Well, I tell you, Tommy, it's funny you were saying that, because I was over buying a hoodie off the Horseability guys, and I could see Katie, I could see the whites of her eyes, but she was beckoning, she was like, get over here. Yeah, right. So that's how I met Tommy. So
she was saying this guy's great. Come over here, come meet him.
She's like, John, get out, keep an eye on this guy. He could be trouble.
I love it. She was a doll. She was so sweet. And actually we have a picture. My son, my younger son wanted one of your prints. It's the horse, so he's got these like big old horse teeth. Yeah, that's it right there. Yeah. That's
it. The Dingle donkey. My dad took that photo back in Dingle, County Kerry, Ireland.
Is that the Dingle donkey? Is that what it's called?
Dingle donkey, yeah. So I painted him. I ended up painting him, but
it just got funnier in having that picture in my house. I love it. I love it.
All right.
But then back to the charity. So then I took it upon myself, and I was going, okay, well, I was doing the commissions, and after just seeing the work that the guys were doing with Rough House Rescue, and it's predominantly volunteer based. So I was like, if I can give maybe something back, give a portion of the proceeds of my artwork, and then the ball just start rolling, and then it's been fun, I'm loving it. I get to look at beautiful pets all day.
I have to ask you, what's the turnaround time right now? Like if someone wanted to commission a portrait through you, one pet, let's just say, for example, what like how much time is involved here?
So it's I usually allow for like 4 to 5 weeks, because they're all hand drawn. They're all
right.
Okay. I want to make sure it's right, and it's. So, but
that's
the way
awesome.
it could
Did
be
you
less.
draw that? The Guinness? Is this you? Are these your? Wow, these are great.
So
guys,
I just threw Bronson.
Everyone who's listening, I really encourage you to go to his page and find him on Instagram, because these drawings are spectacular. And before,
the dog is reading Pet Cemetery. I can't look at that picture when it's dark out, John, because that movie, Stephen King stuff freaks me out, man. I gotta tell you.
I tell you what, the story behind that was, guys. So I live beside Calvary Cemetery here in New York, in Sunnyside, and I used to walk Bronson through there prior to it. Long story short, he had double knee surgery, so he was, he couldn't obviously go for walks anymore. But I thought it'd be only fitting to draw him, sort of reading Pet Cemetery, overlooking the cemetery we used to walk in.
That is. There's a lot there, because you see out of the back window. I stopped sharing, but out of the back window.
Guys, we have a lot more to cover. Actually, we have to go.
I need 30 seconds. I know we're over, but I need 30 seconds, because my friend Tanya Dibel, rhymes with Bible, just Tanya, shout out for the book. Thank you. I appreciate you. We called it out last week.
Yes.
I was texting with Tanya. I said, you want to get on the show with us real quick? She said she cannot right now where she is, but she said, I said, you have any tips? She said, yes. When traveling, buckle them up with a dog safety belt. So when you're in the car,
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of things have evolved. I mean, some of us on this call might remember our parents just sort of tossing us in the back seat, no belt buckle, the whole thing. But we'll talk more about this book when we come right back, because I know Val wants to pull it out. But Tanya, thanks for sending me this. I owe you, Valerie. I owe you Valerie's address, because Valerie, I know you want to get one for Valerie too. Val, when we come back, you bring us back, because we're going to be in a lightning round. We're already way over.
We're in a lightning round.
Lightning round. Be right back. This is PALS, your professionals and animal lovers show. Bye.
Join us every Tuesday at 4 p.m. Eastern for the Mind Behind Leadership, where we focus on what leadership really means to us and to others. We have practical discussions with the CEOs of some of the world's largest companies, owners of small businesses, and experts in psychology and behavior to get that inside track, what to do, what to avoid, and what really happens. Join me, Graham Dobbin, at the new time, 4 p.m. every Tuesday for the Mind Behind Leadership, here live on talkradio.nyc.
Hey everybody, it's Tommy D, the nonprofit sector connector, coming at you from my attic. Each week here on talkradio.nyc, I host the program Philanthropy in Focus. Nonprofits impact us each and every day, and it's my focus to help them amplify their message and tell their story. Listen each week at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time until 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on talkradio.nyc.
Calling all pet lovers.
Pet Avengers, assemble!
On the Professionals and Animal Lovers show, we believe the bond between animal lovers is incredibly strong. It mirrors that bond between pets and their owners. Through this program, we come together to learn, educate, and advocate.
Join us live every Wednesday at 2 p.m. at talkradio.nyc.
You're listening to Talk Radio NYC at www.talkradio.nyc. Now broadcasting 24 hours a day.
All right. I think we are back. Can you guys hear me okay? Just checking.
Yeah, we're back.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Perfect.
Hold on. Moisha, are you okay? Moisha, the mention on the bench, says, take it away, Val.
Get ready to go here. We are coming back with the holiday lightning rounds, and I'm going to rattle these off, and then everyone can jump in and elaborate. But here we go. Going back to our first show, we had Reno DiMaria, who owns Joanne's Gourmet Pizza in Roslyn. He's a huge animal lover. I met him at an anti-puppy mill protest. So if you are out and about doing holiday shopping and you want pizza or just a really great meal, he's got chicken parm, he's got all that stuff, hop into Reno's. Joanne's Gourmet Pizza. Or if you're smart and you're doing a holiday party at your home and you want to mail it in, which I highly suggest so that you can actually enjoy the people at your party, get some catering done from Reno and Joanne's Gourmet Pizza. They've been around for 60 years, family business, great people. And like I said, they support the animals.
And it's 2 miles from my house. So if you go to Reno's, you better call me up and I'll meet you for a slice.
Camp Happy Tales NYC, also on our first show. They are a phenomenal organization, Foster-based out of Regina Mendoza's home. And they have swag and merch on their website. It's a great idea. It's a great gift. I would love a long sleeve shirt if anyone's interested. Catnip Nation. That was a phenomenal documentary film done by the producer, Tina Traster. We had her on our show as well. You can purchase the movie, and it's all about how local politics can impact animals and animal welfare. And one of the segments, fun fact to know, features the landfill Oceanside Cats of Oceanside, New York. Catnip Nation.
And I know there's a lady in a kayak that was going over there in the opening trailer of that. And that's my friend, my buddy, my pal, Val. In case you didn't know that, now you know. Valerie's in the movie.
I had a small cameo.
Your dog gets to be the mascot. You get to be the one in the kayak. We're running out of time. Val, go back.
Heather Maltby, who is an estate and trust lawyer. She's actually located in St. Augustine, Florida. That said, you can do this in any state, wherever you live, but a lot of people are planning for the New Year's resolutions. Is this the year you get your estate plan and affairs in order, which is super important, and most people don't realize it until someone in their family passes, usually a parent. That said, also, she does pet trust, and so do other estate and trust lawyers, and it's important to plan for what happens, God forbid something happens to you, what happens to your pets. Gallup NYC, I believe they have swag on their website. Aaron Meyer, who does not have his own website or anything, but he's a supporter of Alley Cat Allies. You can go there, you can make a donation. Greg DeFranza, who's on the board for SAFE, which stands for Saving Animals from Euthanasia. You can go there. You can actually, they have a thrift store you can donate stuff to, and they'll sell it and raise money, or you can make a straight donation. John DiLeonardo, now running Long Island Humane, formerly known as Long Island Orchestrating for Nature. He's got a great website. He's got great info. You can volunteer, donate, etc. Purchase. Tanya Dybel, Rhymes with the Bible, award-winning Boone, the therapy dog. I love it. This is awesome. Not only does she have a book called Bowtie Boone, but they also have a coloring book now, which is what I have to get it. I want to get this book. Don't tell anyone, for my cousin's kids. So my cousin's 2 kids, they're going to love it. And it has a great story. It's such a phenomenal story. Joey's Paw, they provide prosthetics and wheels for animals who need them, specifically in rescues and shelters, and it helps them get adopted. I mean, is there anything better than this? There's nothing better. No. The Shabby Tabby out in, I believe, Medford. Renee Kraft was our guest. She's big with TNR, and she does a lot for cats, and she highly recommends the Shabby Tabby. I will save Danielle for last. Sunny Nardoni, Pet Rescue Coffee. Who doesn't love coffee?
I can't believe it. I was on these shows and I forgot we had all these people.
I know. I had to write it all down. But petrescuecoffee.com, they drop ship. It's awesome, and they donate a percentage to Save a Dog, Save a Cat, which it's Sad Sack. That's how you remember it. Sad Sack. And then also, just for my own sake, Tommy DeMisa gave me this awesome book. Who knew that?
Nice.
Joe Gatto, shout out to Joe Gatto, who will be.
Did he sign that? I think he signed that book.
Signed, and he has now rescued. This book is outdated. He has like 6 or 7 on this cover. He's now up to like 13 rescue dogs. He's unbelievable.
Which is the only thing, since Joe and I are acquaintances, I don't know if he'd consider me a friend just yet, but it makes me feel okay that I didn't rescue that dog, because Joe is rescuing so many freaking dogs that I almost feel like it's a right that I didn't, adopt.
It's more than all right, Tommy DeMisa, and I want to thank you publicly, and I want to let everyone know that it is just as an important of a decision to know when you're not ready to bring in an animal into your home.
Yeah.
So I commend you for that, and of course, there's so many ways to support each other. So guys, we have a couple of minutes left. I'm pretty much done, other than saying Tito's Vodka, because they donate to rescues. But whatever.
I have a couple things, and we'll go around the horn really quick. Sherry Ehrlich, shout out. Obviously Tanya's checking in on Facebook as well. I want to send an across the ocean shout out to my friends in Dublin. I got Finn, Ryan, Charlie, Bobby, Henry, Mikey. They're all in Dublin, right? Shout out to you.
They're my nephews.
I don't know it, but I'm half Irish. I mean, I'm from Long Island. I'm 100% Long Island. But my mother's family is from Ireland. Feeney, F-E-E-N-E-Y, and the Coxes, right? And a special shout out, speedy recovery to Peggy, who's recovering right now. So much love.
That's my mom. She's in hospital at the minute.
I can't wait to get. It's been a long time since I've been on the Emerald Isle. I mean, it's a long time. It's like 15 years. I'd love to get back soon, John. So we'll have to figure that out.
Yeah.
Well, so any last tips you guys have for us that you want to share with us before we move on?
I have one.
That Linda?
Yeah.
Linda,
we can't hear you.
We'll get you cleared up. We got to unmute you. Just unmute yourself and tell us that tip.
Okay. One thing I have is during the holidays at all times, always keep a current picture of your pet and make sure your exits and entrance way is secure, because people lose their dog on the holidays when someone's coming in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And definitely. You want to have a picture so you can post it and everyone can see what they look like now.
Really special, really special. And not to be silly about it, but you know, if you have children, I think it's always a good idea to have a picture of your child around too, for similar reasons. You know, it reminds me of, you know, the other type of animals some of us keep around. We call them kids, you know. So
We are the other children in the house.
so
Right.
some of us don't have fur babies, we have regular ones, and you gotta, you know, it's certainly I think it's a good practice to be mindful of. Daniela, anything you want to share with us? Maybe something that's going on over by you real quick before we move on?
Yeah, we're having a public pickup on December 11th. For anybody that needs pet food, they could contact us through happypourforward@gmail, and they could send in a request. We will send out a form, and they'll have to fill it out and send it back. We're
Okay.
also asking people if they could donate, because we're getting a lot of requests for cat food.
Cat
For
food.
pet owners and
And I
for-
also want to make sure that we emphasize, so if you are in business, if you own a business and you want to help and you can do just a simple drive, put up a cardboard box, you can help Paw It Forward Pet Pantry collect a blank ton of food.
Yeah.
And Tommy DeMisa will go there and pick it up and deliver it.
That's my pal. That's really nice. No, of course I would. I got to go down there in Kathy's house. I mean, I went out to the store. I left the show. I ran out. I bought the cat food. I had to do a couple meetings, and then I left a meeting early. They go, where are you going? I go, I can't. I got to go deliver this cat food to Aunt Kathy. And they're like, you don't even have an Aunt Kathy. I go, well, I kind of do now. It's a whole story. Don't worry about it. John, really quick before we go away, John, anything? We're going to see you next week. John's coming back. We're going to really dive into the John story, our story, our similar behind the bar, the whole thing. That's where I.
Yeah, me too. I bartended.
Hello there, nice, yeah.
Oh, we might need 3 hours for next week. John, real quick before we take us home, anything last you want to point out?
Just want to thank you guys for having me on. If anyone's ever interested in trying to get a portrait done of their fur babies, contact me. Portion of my proceeds goes to Rough House Rescue. If it wasn't for them, I wouldn't have my best friends. So I just, if anyone's interested, you can shoot me an email. I'm sure you'll get it through PALS show.
Yeah.
So
If you
thanks for
can't
having
get
me.
John, thank you, John. Thank you. We'll see you next week. If you can't get to John, you can get us at Professionals and Animal Lovers on the Facebook, Instagram, all that kind of stuff, and you find us that way. Daniela, you have one last thing you want to say before we go?
Yeah, for the month of December, Paw It Forward, I run a defensive driving class. For December, we're giving back from December 8th to January 8th to Bobby and the Strays. We give back $5 per student that does the 6-hour course.
Nice.
So just so everyone knows that this
Bobby
month
and the
is going to
Strays.
Bobby and Strays.
It sounds like
Last month we gave back to Camp Happy Tales.
I thought it was like a doo-wop. I thought they were going to do like Bobby and the Strays, a shoe-bop. All right, we don't have time for this time. It's so silly.
Yeah.
All right, we close the show like this.
Best show ever.
Absolutely. But here's how we close the show. We do it every single week, and this is the way we do it. And it's total commitment to nonviolence. Gandhi always included the animals by stating the greatness of a nation and its moral progress can be judged by the way its animals are treated. Thank you, Valerie, for your vision. Thank you, our friends, for joining us today. This is PALS. Make it a great day. See you later.
Happy holidays.